This is the Go book for Microsoft Office 2013, and we're on Chapter 3 of Excel, Project 3A on page 432. Our end result should look like what we see on page 432, and the instructions begin on page 433. We want to open the Enterprise Fund file, so let's go to File, Open, and Computer. And I've recently been in a nearby folder, so we're going to go to our desktop, CSC 110 and E03, and 3A is Enterprise Fund. That's the file that I want. And first thing we're going to do is, after it loads, we're going to go to our File tab here and we're going to save it with a new name. First we have to enable editing, and then File, Save As, and we'll put it in the same folder instead of making a separate folder again, and we're going to call it the same thing. We're just going to remove the E0 from the front, last name, first name, and hit enter or click on save. And let's go to cell D5 right here, and we're going to put in a formula, and I want to click on or use the arrow key to make C5 the first term in the formula, divided by C11. Okay, and we've already talked about this. We're going to have to put dollar signs in there to make that an absolute cell reference, and there's a shortcut key for that that's pretty useful. It's useful enough that I can actually remember it because I use it a lot. It's function key F4, and you press it once, it'll put a pair of dollar signs in for you and make it an absolute cell reference. And then what we want to do is we want to copy the formula down through the rest of the cells. We're not going to the bottom, I guess. And then what I want to do is go to our mini toolbar here, click on percent, and click on center align. And then just click up here to cancel our selection, and that's what it should look like. And save your workbook, and now we're on activity 3.02. Select the range A5 to A10, and hold down Control and select the range C5 to C10. And we're going to do a non-adjacent range here. I'm going to create a pie chart of this. And yeah, remember you have to hold Control down to do a non-adjacent selection. And now we want to insert a pie chart, so that's on the Insert tab. And we want pie. And they want to do a 3D pie chart. Personally, I think 3D pie charts are a bad idea because they distort the data, but that's what they're doing in the book, so that's what we'll do. And we want to go to the Design tab, and at the right end of the ribbon, I want to click Move Chart, and looks like we're going to put that on a new sheet. And we're going to name that Expenditures Chart, and then click on OK. And this is what you get. Now we're on page 435, activity 3.03, and we're going to do some word art and font stuff with this. So we're going to click on the title, and when you get the solid lines around the title, you can just type on top of it Enterprise Fund Expenditures, and hit enter, and it replaces chart title. And now we're going to go to our Format tab, and we're going to make this word art. And I want the last one in the first row. And now I want to change the font size to 32. They tell you to, let me see if I right click there. And that didn't work. Let's try, I guess I have to drag the mouse over it. I think this is doing it the hard way. And then I want to change it to 32. 32 is an option, so I don't have to type it in. And now we're on activity 3.04, formatting chart elements by removing a legend and adding formatting data labels. So there's a legend down here. I don't think it's a good idea to do a legend on a pie chart. It makes a lot more sense to put the values right around the piece of the pie. So we want to click on our chart here, and we get these buttons over on the side. Click on the plus to show chart elements. And what we want to do is we want to remove the legend, and we want data labels, and we're going to click on the arrow here, and we want more options. And what we're going to do here is we're going to select the category name and the percentage checkbox, and we're going to turn off the value checkbox, which is going to show percentages. And under label position down here, we want to choose center, and that'll put it right in the middle of the piece of the pie. And we want to click on any one of these and right click and click on font. We're going to make these a little bit easier to read. And I want, for style, I want bold italic. And I want 11 here instead. Whoops, let's not do it by 10. So let's just type 11 on top of that. And click on OK. And then we want to close the Format Data Labels pane over here on the right. Okay. And now we're in activity 3.05 on page 437. In any pie slice, point anywhere outside the selected label and then double click to display anywhere else. Okay, so format data series. So there's our format data series. And in the pane under series options, which is what comes up, we want to click on the effects, which is this button right here. And we want 3D format. And we're going to choose top bevel arrow right here. And we're going to click the first one. It should be labeled circle, and it is. Now we're going to page 438, number 4, under top bevel in the width box. Right now it says 6 points. And I want 512. I can delete the PT as well. It'll use points for me. And I want to change the height to 512. Whoops. Under bottom bevel, I want a circle bevel, and I want 512 and 512 for these as well. And now it kind of looks like a frisbee. In the Format Data Series pane, scroll down and click the material arrow. So we have to scroll. We don't have to scroll. There it is. And under Standard, click the third material, Plastic. And if you pause, Plastic comes up, and that's the one we want. Now we're in activity 3.06, formatting data series with a shadow effect. If necessary, in the Format Data Series pane, which is where we're in, scroll back to the top and then click on Shadow. We'll get our shadow options. And under the Presets arrow, click on the down arrow here. And move to the bottom of the gallery. And then under, I'm going to scroll here, under Perspective, first row, third one, which puts a little shadow underneath the whole thing. And that takes us to the top of page 439, activity 3.07. Notice the position of the water usage and waterfront slices. Water usage and waterfront are right there. And then with the pie chart still selected, sizing handles surround the pie. So if you click on the pie, whoops, I guess those are the sizing handles we're talking about. These are handles for the individual pieces of the pie. In the Format Data Series pane over here, under Series Options, click Series Options. And under Angle of First Slice, Instead of 0, we want to drag that all the way over to 250, right there. And let me see, 250 would be, must be this one right here. That must be the first slice. And yeah, that's airport was the first one up on the top before. And I haven't saved for a while, so we'll save. And now we're going to explode a piece of the pie on the bottom of page 439. And what I want to do here is in the Format Data Series pane under Series Options, which is where I am, there's a slider and a box for pie explosion. Okay, and on the pie chart, click the green waterfront slice to select only that slice. So there's waterfront. And you notice how now the handles are just around this piece of the pie where they used to be around all of them. So anything I do now is just going to affect this piece of the pie that has the handles around it. And they look like they're off a little bit. The only reason I think they look like they're off is because of the fact that it's 3D now. And I want to go to explosion, and I want 10%. And with waterfront slice still selected in the Format Data Point pane under Series Options, click Fill and Line. Fill. And then under that, click Fill to expand its options. And then under that, click the Gradient Fill. And then go to Gradient Presets here. And in the fourth row, we want the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be this one right here. And it gives a little gradient effect to that. And now we're in activity 3.09 on page 440. Point to the white area just inside the border of the chart. So let's try like right here. And we get the Format Chart Area pane over here on the right. And under Chart Options, click the Fill and Line button and make sure the fill arrows has been pressed and these are still displayed. Click the Gradient Fill option, and this is going to be for the background now because that's what we have selected. And click the preset and click fourth row, first one. So preset, fourth row, first one, bottom spotlight, accent 1. There we go. And in the Format Chart area, click Fill to collapse the options, okay, and then click on Border to expand its options, and under Border, click Solid Line. And I want to go to the outline colors here, and the one I want to pick is the fourth column, the first one, which is blue-gray text 2. And in the width box, I want the number 5, so I'm going to just I'm just going to hold that down. It's going kind of slow. There we go. So it's going to have a 5-point border around the outside that's going to be dark blue. You can see it best down here at the bottom where everything is a little bit lighter. And then we want to close this. And we're at about the 13-minute mark, so that's probably a good place to stop this video.